Next question. This is on the subject of concessions, not the concessions that some of you may be making, different kind of concessions. Do you believe we should make our golf, tennis clubs, and stables more profitable, and if so, how? David, you take first crack at that.
Well, obviously, we would like to see them as successful as possible. I know the golf club is currently, I believe they just started today or just in the last few days, doing a major renovation, which is going to lead to a better banquet facility and wedding and party rental income, which is going to enhance the percentage that is received by the city. So I think we are going to be beneficiaries of that. I know that there's additional studies going on about with the tennis club and how we might get more concessions revenue down to the tennis club, again helping increase the base for both the clubs as well as the city. I think that I know we just signed a recent contract with the golf club for an extension for, I believe, for 10 years, which helps stabilize that concession. And the golf club is like 90% of the concession revenues that our city enjoys.
Great, thank you. Kevin?
I agree with most of what Dave said. I'm very familiar with the stable concession. I'm not sure from day to day how many horses I have there. Deb, can you help me with that?
We're still sorry for you.
Yeah. So,
We're still counting.
So for the last 10 years, there's been a concessionaire there, and the stable is really run down. He didn't do a good job of taking care of the stable, and frankly, the city manager wasn't a lot of help either. The stable just got a new concessionaire who's going to put a lot of their own money into it. They're running into some roadblocks because of engineering studies and a whole bunch of things for the art jury, which is kind of disappointing for a city facility. But I wouldn't expect any revenue to come out of the stable for several years. And at the end of the day, when they're done with it, I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to raise some rates there and make some money, but not in the near future.
Thank you. Victoria?
Right. So the city gets about 10% of the revenues that the concessions generate. So of course, I'd like to see their revenues go up because then our percentage goes up. It's true. The golf club is like 90% of it. So so anything that they do there that increases, better banquet facilities and the more usage in the restaurant, that's true. I'd like to see a little more collaboration among the concessions. Especially, it seems like there could be more collaboration between the golf and the tennis club since they're next to each other. Tennis club could definitely, I think, use some help in revenue enhancements. So I guess I would more steer toward collaborations between the concessions to see if they could mutually drive revenue.
Thank you. Jennifer?
With the exception of the stable, all the concessions are run as nonprofits. So historically, we have not looked to them for additional revenue. However, based on the conversation tonight, when we've all been talking about fiscal responsibility and creative forms of new revenue, I think that the concessions will be something that we will be turning to. I would like to see the concessions follow the model of the golf club, which is actually reinvesting in itself to generate more business, which in turn will increase our concession fee. The one concession I didn't mention is the stable. That's not been run as a nonprofit. It has been run as a business. I'm very excited that we just have a new concessionaire in there who is investing a lot of her own money into the concession. And I think, though it will take some time, I think that will be a source of revenue for the city going forward.
Great, thanks. Michael?
I think we've covered all the concessions but the beach club, which is the hot one. I have a statement on this, so let me say it. I'm not a member of the beach club, but I've studied the issue in depth, and it's an absolutely gorgeous, magnificent facility, and it's our treasure. I'm not going to hit the numbers issue because, frankly, the income is so low. I think they contribute $100,000 a year to the city. We have treated all the concessions equally, I think, with the exception of the beach club. I'm not in favor of imposing wholesale changes on their membership, which I think is being pushed. I also don't think that the economic model needs to change. I think we need to do something reasonable, and we need to grant them the same 20-year agreement that we gave the golf club. I know there's some challenges relative to ADA, and I think there's been some conversations about a new agreement relative to their stepping up and investing their own revenue towards that. But I think they do a lot for the city, and I think that we need to resolve that issue, and it's out there hanging.
Thank you. Betty Lynn.
I've actually had some conversations with the golf club and the tennis club to see how they can collaborate to bring more revenue. And part of it has to do with food services, part of it has to do with maybe shared membership. But there's definitely a lot of growth potential, I believe. And especially with the Rolling Hills Golf Club being brand spanking new, we need to make sure that our clubs stay competitive. You know, having them doing the renovation is a great start. Maybe in the future they could get together and put a pool in between, and then that would also help alleviate some of the membership problems down at the beach club. The beach club, I know, has been a very hot topic for years. The recent meetings I've had with their board, we talked about increasing different levels of membership, you know, winter memberships, off-season memberships, or junior memberships, to increase not only public access, but also increase revenue for the city. Now, the stables, obviously, we're not going to be getting any revenue for a little bit, but they're investing into our infrastructure by improving the stables. So hopefully in a couple of years in return, we'll be able to get some more memberships and horses and boarders there and training as well. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.